to license it.
Meep, meep.
Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Matchbox Makeovers. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a 1:64 scale MC Toy Granada 2.8 GL. It's a 1974 casting, I believe, and had an unfortunate dark blue paint drip on the roof and down the passenger side, but as you'll see, that also served as inspiration. It also comes with an oversized Granada decal on the hood, which has got to go. But not a hard cleanup today, and it'll roll off the line clean and bright. First things first, into the bench vise. This is a Stanley vise. I really enjoy it. It's perfect for these model restorations. Couldn't do much larger, heavier work in it, but it's just right for my purposes. And the rivets are drilled out, and the base is going to pop off of there quite nicely. This is my first MC Toy model makeover. Are you familiar with the name? It's one of the Chinese companies that ultimately merged together with Maisto, which might be more familiar to those into this hobby. And it's a pretty nice little combination of parts and pieces here. It's a plastic base, but a nice metal casting that's easy to work on. So I'm back in the vise for safety, and I'm going to drill out the two posts, front and back, and a touch of oil is prerequisite to the tapping tool, and this is what I use to rethread drilled out posts. So they'll take an M2 button head screw. We'll need two of those to put this back together at the end. There's a test fit, looking good. Many of the YouTube model makeover channels post a warning for children under the age of 14, and the reason is because of these paint stripping chemicals that get used. Some of them use caustic soda. And so you should wear a mask at this point. Safety is preeminent. Eye protection is necessary when you're drilling because metal filings fly all over the room. These metal brushes just come apart at high revolution. And so if you're starting out in this hobby or thinking this might be an interesting hobby, it really and truly is, please be careful and make these safety items part of your supply chest so that there are no injuries and no careless mistakes cause any damage. Let's do a parts wash. I don't know where this little car has been, do you? So, good idea. Give it a clean up. Some hot soapy water and a toothbrush, and I'm pleased that this one begins in pretty good condition, except for that paint drip. Little thumbnail work, that's going to come off okay, and if I need to, I'll give that some more attention in a couple of minutes. If you're new to my channel, I hope you're enjoying watching these videos and that you'll give this one a thumbs up, and why not become a new subscriber to Maple Leaf Matchbox Makeovers and hit the notification bell. There's lots of new content coming, and this way you won't miss anything. And I'd love to hear your comments as well. Things you spot that I'm doing well, or a tip that you pick up on, or if you see something I've done wrong. I'd sure love to hear from you because I'm learning, and all of your comments and good feedback help me out. It's an interesting hobby, and I'm having a lot of fun in these early days and first few cars that I'm doing. As you can see, I ended up doing a little bit of special attention on this windshield, as I often do. A little bit of detail at this stage pays off in the final result. And so I moved from a 1200 grit wet dry sandpaper up to 2500, and I'm not applying very much pressure here, but it takes away the little scratches and the fogginess. There are actually 2 windshield wipers in this casting on the plastic, and I don't want to rub them away either. It's the tiny little details that make me smile. Here's a little bit of polish on the end of a Q-tip, and I'll do my best to replicate 3000 RPM on the Dremel tool that I'm missing these days. But all the work I've done by hand I think gives me the same end result, including here, because this little windshield cleans up very nicely. And it's time to revisit the paint stripping process and see how this casting goes after soaking in that gel for some time. And that is bubbled up beautifully. So you can tell it's done its job. Look at that. It slips off like zombie skin. No problem at all. And there goes the paint drip that was on there. Somebody had left that in the paint shed. So that didn't serve as any problem. The soapy water neutralizes the paint stripping chemical at this point, and then I take it to the laundry room tub and give it a good scrubbing in soapy water, and this is how it came out. And that is just about as paint-free as you can get. I'm so happy about that. But it's time for a little bit more work, and I get out the wire brushes and the very fine steel wool and give this some special attention now. And I've checked it over for any abrasions or pits or scratches, and that's what I'm going to give a focus to here when we're down to bare metal. After this, a little bit of primer will cover up a few slight errors, but not everything. So give it a once over, top to bottom and front to back, and that's looking good to me. I think we're good to go. But that fine steel wool makes a terrible mess, and I am pretty particular about a clean workstation, so let's brush that away and hit it with a damp cloth so the clean casting doesn't pick up any debris. And we even want to get fingerprints off of these before paint, so a quick degreasing and a rub down takes away the natural oils that are on your fingers. And we're into the paint booth. On top of a light gray primer coat today, I'm using Weil Blue. What a special blue, it's just called blue. And I lay it on in really thin coats. A tack coat goes on first. Don't want to go too fast or I'm going to end up with another big drip that I just took care to sand off of this one. And I don't want to go too heavy ultimately because this has just a nice gleam on it. A little bit of a sparkle. If I lay on any more, it's just going to end up being a kind of a mottled matte look, and I want to keep the luster on this. I'm new to airbrushing, and this is one of the parts of the hobby that I really enjoy a lot, but I can understand it's going to take some time to master this. Here's a technique that I picked up on a couple of weeks ago as I was watching some other restoration videos. I have run out of clear coat spray, which is one of the final applications on top of a finished paint job for shine and for protection. And I saw a couple of YouTubers applying floor polish as a clear coat. Well, I've got lots of that. It's one supply that I haven't run out of, so I give it a brushing, and it's self-leveling, and it's a good protection at the end as well. So it's worked for a couple of cars, and I might use that again in the future. I'm not going to overchrome this car, but this is the front grille that's going to show underneath that nice blue paint job on the casting. And on the back I put on the red brake lights. And this model has some bars in between, so I don't want a solid red color. I want you to be able to see that framing through it, and it worked out well. And on the corners are the turn indicators. So with a steady hand and aging eyes, I do my best on that. If you make a little mistake, you can immediately clean that up just with a toothpick. And everything's dried up and set for quite some time before I handle it like this for the final reassembly. And there's only a couple of pieces, so it goes together easily, and there's a little snap at the end as those go back into place, and I reset these screws. And there were no troubles with that from start to finish. Sometimes these cars fight you, and this one did not. So there you go. I like the paint job on this. It actually had built-in headlights as well as part of the windshield mold. Little detail on the back. The wheels got cleaned up and reused. I didn't do anything to the plastic base except wash it. And I have to say I'm pleased with that turnout. Especially when you compare what it looked like this morning. A little worn out and a big decal that I didn't care for. Never seen that on a real car. And here we go. You're ready to go out on the town tonight. I hope you enjoyed watching this particular restoration video. I had fun making it for you. It's coffee time.